You wear a number of hats and have a host of responsibilities. Can you tell us how long you've been with the city and what some of your duties are?
Well, I've spent most of the last 32 years working for the city of Oceanside. And I'm the director of housing, which is everything from homeless programs to first-time home buyer programs and everything in between. And then I'm the Parks and Rec director that has a number of parks and facilities, recreation facilities, swimming pools, senior centers. And as the neighborhood services hat, we have resource centers in our very low-income neighborhoods, and we do the community development block grant program that provides social service funding for at-risk youth and for senior citizens for the nutrition program. And I'm also the code enforcement director. So I've got my hands full.
Thank you for all your 32 years, and I don't know when you possibly can find time to sleep. So, can you tell us a little bit? I know you were recently on a panel that discussed homelessness here in Oceanside. Can you talk to us a little bit about what's happened over the last couple of years?
Well, I think that certainly a lot of citizens have been concerned. We seem to have been seeing an increase of homelessness countywide, statewide actually. And the city has actually been putting a lot of resources towards ending homelessness. So some of the things that the city has done and our city council has approved is that we've hired 2 police officers as our homeless outreach team officers, and they've been really integrated into the housing department and some of the social service things that they never really trained to be social workers, but we just have 2 top cops. I just have to say that right away. These 2 officers are amazing working with the clients. And so they've set aside office space for them. And then in my office, the city council has advocated to get vouchers specifically for homeless veterans. And we have received 95 vouchers for homeless veterans. And this week we launched a landlord incentive program where we will pay landlords a bonus of $250 if they will rent to a veteran who has most recently experienced homelessness but is receiving case management from the Veterans Administration. So they come with services with them and a voucher. And now we just need landlords to open their doors for these veterans that have served our country.
Were those grants be on top of Title VIII money, or is it possible to stack that stuff?
This was federal money. It's Section 8, but
Section
it comes
8.
through the VA transportation and HUD grants. And we also, another incentive that we've initiated this week is what I call a damage claim, but basically it's up to $1,000 above what the deposit is towards either unpaid rent or damages beyond the security deposit. So if you're a landlord, then you're watching this and you're willing to work with us, we would love to house our homeless veterans and get them off the street. That's our #1 goal.
I know the numbers for the last count aren't out yet, but if we go back a year for the regional, the countywide and regional count, how many homeless people did the count show that we had, and what was it the prior year? Guesses?
I'm pretty sure it was 674 people last year. The prior year, I'm not sure what the number was.
But Oceanside had increased, I think, more than almost any other city in North County.
That's correct. Yeah. I think about 150 increase.
Any idea why? What the driver is?
I don't have any idea why. To be honest with you, I think that we had a lot of people that were coming, transients that were here and then leave. The preliminary count doesn't look as if it was as high as last year for individuals that were counted, but a lot has changed. We've done a lot of work in getting people out of the riverbed, and we are actually housing people, so that's good news.
So, I'm sorry, yes. One of the things that I wanted to ask you about was the Balderrama Park, because you're putting $1 million into improving that park, which is one of the places where there's been a lot of gang violence, I understand. So the question I had, though, was that money is coming from a housing developer, and some of the money that you can use as a city to expand affordable housing comes from housing developers. So I
Well-
was wondering why put it towards a park?
Actually, this is Prop 1C money that the state of California voted, and it was specific money for parks that were housing related. It was an incentive program for local jurisdictions to build affordable housing. And so the award that you get in that grant is actually based on the number of affordable housing permits that are issued over the last 5 years and the bedroom sizes. And there's a formula that got us to, approximately 1.2 million that we're due. But it's specifically for parks, and it's not developer paid fees. This is state money that is a grant.
So that's the money that you're using to really make a lot of changes to Balderrama Park, where there was a
Correct.
girl was murdered, so you obviously want to do something to...
The Balderrama Park's been on our unfunded capital improvement project list for a long time. We had a vision of a beautiful park and new facility that is several $1 million, and unfortunately, the money that we applied for, we didn't receive because one of the biggest criteria was that you could increase the footprint of the park. And Balderrama doesn't have any ability to be increased in terms of the footprint, so we didn't qualify for that money. So we constantly, in my department, are always looking for money to stretch other dollars. And so this is just the first few steps that we can do to help make that park improved and safer for the residents to enjoy.
Can you give us a sense of how big the demand is for affordable housing?
Oh, yeah. So we're right now.
And maybe define it as well.
I
what that means.
can, right now, we're building 358 units are in the development process. And we have between 5,000 and 6,000 families on our waiting list to receive subsidized housing of some sort that are low income and that cannot afford the exorbitant rents here. So even though we are doing an incredible job by having, with our limited resources, building all of these units, it's only a drop in the bucket. Every day people are coming into our office on fixed incomes or have lost jobs or have had a change of circumstance or health issues that find themselves in a situation where they need subsidy, or their rents are going up and they can no longer afford the current rents.
Does that kind of a list work on kind of a FIFO, first in, first out basis, or are there different categories? Or, if I came in and got on the list today, would I have to wait 10 years?
About 7 years.
7 years, on average.
Right. And so just so everybody knows, our waiting list is highly regulated by the federal government. And so it really is first come, first serve. There are a couple special populations that we have special pots of funding for, and that is the set aside for individuals that are homeless, the veteran vouchers. We have some for youth that are exiting foster care, and then family reunification vouchers. But we are completely 100% leased up right now, other than some veteran vouchers that we have.
So given that size of need, what do the people do?
Well, hence, people are sleeping in their cars and they're out in the streets. They are doubling up. They are couch surfing. Some may be staying in motels. There's all sorts of social ills that come with not having a roof over your head. And my heart goes out to the families with children and senior citizens. We have seen some increase in senior citizens on the street. So the only way to solve this problem is to create more affordable housing. If we don't have the units, then people are going to be on the street. And if we don't have landlords that are willing to rent those units to folks that have recently experienced homelessness, they're going to be on the street. But I know we only have a few minutes, and there's something that I want to say, and I hope that people don't think that I'm cold-hearted, because those of you who know me know that that's not the case. But I want to make a plea that people not give money to panhandlers, and that please, I can't help myself but ask some of these people that are asking for money for homeless programs in front of the Walmarts and the Targets and the Trader Joe's. They are not providing services to Oceanside homeless residents, or that, for that matter, North County in most cases, if not all. So we are encouraging you to give money if you wish to help the homeless problems here. by contributing to Interfaith Community Services, Brother Benno's, Bread of Life, or North County Solutions for Change, who actually are providing services and helping us alleviate homelessness in Oceanside.
Or Operation Hope as well. in
That's Vista.
Ask about the Mission Cove project.
Yeah, we've got about 30 seconds left, so.
Never mind.
Okay, well, I can just tell
When
you
do the
really
first
quick.
people move in?
They probably, we're going to start taking applications, or the developer will in June, and they'll start looking at move-in between October and December.
Excellent.
Exciting.
Thank you very much, Margery,
Thanks.
for joining us tonight.